What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. So, what a game last night. What a game, what a game, what a game. As you can probably hear from my voice, I'm a little bit croaky. Thought I'd woken up with a cold as well. It wasn't. It was just that I was very, very tired. But yeah, what an atmosphere, what a game. A little bit strange, a little bit odd, but, you know, we get the 3 points. That's the absolute main thing. It's really, to describe the game in its kind of its whole facet in terms of how it sort of played out, really, we were really, really good for like the first 10, 15 minutes. Then Forest kind of got a bit of a grip of the game. Then we were really, really, really good for the next few moments after that, and we scored the 2 goals. And then we sat back and Forest came into it a little bit. Then we came out at the start of the second half and we're absolutely brilliant. Scored the 3rd goal fantastically well. And then it looked like we were going to go on and score a 4th. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, we decided to sit back and invite pressure onto us. I said, and I kind of feel like I'm saying this till I'm blue in the face a little bit, that when we're on it and we're up for it and we're, you know, really, really putting the hammer down and doing everything that we can do, we're an absolute match for anybody in terms of the way that we play. And that's when we play at our best, is when we're on the front foot, pressing, annoying other teams, playing really hard. And I don't know, just after the 3rd goal went in, we seemed to, and we kind of went, all right, yeah, we're going to hold this. And we started to sit a little bit deeper and just inviting pressure onto ourselves a little bit. And we're not very good when we invite pressure onto ourselves. Consequently, Forest score, yes, I know it was in the 90th minute, but it kind of just takes the shine off of it. And then, obviously, with Ilya Guev, who I will get onto in a little while, he had an injury and he was kind of, we knew it was going to be a lot of extra time that was put on. But just overall, it was a really, really solid performance. And I think the thing that I found really strange is that we didn't have to do anything particularly special to get the 2-goal lead in terms of breaking people down. When you look at it, it was a simple over-the-top ball for the first goal. And I say simple, but it's something that I'll get into. The way Guev plays that ball is just absolutely magnificent. He kind of he stabs at the ball, but he stabs at it like that. That's the only way I can describe it. And there's no backlift on him at all. So he puts a lot of backspin on the ball. So consequently, when it bounces in front of Bogle, who's absolutely ghosted in, also as a way pay attention to what Calvert-Lewin does in the build-up to that game, in the build-up to that goal as well, because he moves out of attack and he brings literally 2 defenders with him. It's brilliant. And then the finish is a really smart finish. But just that, almost what you would term simple over-the-top pass, and we're in and we score. And then literally 5 minutes later, we score again. Brilliant, brilliant interplay down on the right-hand side. Excuse me, I've got my throat is very sore. Brilliant, brilliant interplay down on the right-hand side. Nice little 1-2 between, I think it was Aronson and Justin, or Bogle and Justin. Justin gets the shot away, it's saved. Justin composes himself, plays the ball across, and Okafor's there to put it in. Okafor as well, by the way, was like a man possessed last night, particularly in the first half. You could tell he was shattered by the time he got substituted, but he was playing so well. And we go in at the end of half time and we're 2-0 up, and we're thinking this is what were we all worried about, because there was a lot riding on this game. This was important because it sets a marker down, puts pressure down for everybody else as well. So we come out at the start of the second half, and Forest have a reputation for being quite fast at the start of the second half and really trying to push on. And they did squeeze us a little bit, but without making too many inroads into us whatsoever at all. And then Guev gets the ball on the edge of the box on the right-hand side. And it's a shot, but I'm not bothered because it's a second assist for him. He plays the ball in, and then Calvert-Lewin, if you watch the slow-mo of what Calvert-Lewin actually does, he realises as the ball's coming to him, He can't volley it. It's too low for his head, so he just needs to redirect it with his chest. And if you look closely, the body positioning on Calvert-Lewin to just spin and move, move that around to get the chest in and score is absolutely, because it completely foxes the keeper as well, because the keeper, Ortega's going in the opposite direction and Calvert-Lewin chests it to go in the other direction, and we're 3-0 and we're absolutely cruising. And the mad thing is that you look at it and think, well, we got absolutely slapped by Arsenal 4-0 at home. Here's another mad stat, if you're interested. Games against Arsenal, we've got a -9 goal difference. Games against everybody else, our goal difference is +1. That's just, if you take Arsenal out of the equation, we'd have an even better goal difference than what we do now. But I was surprised with how Forrest, it wasn't a typical Sean Dyche type performance. They were trying to squeeze us very high up a lot. And Morgan Gibbs-White was quite a big, architect in that. And Anderson as well. I was very impressed with Anderson. The ball just kept seeing him to find its way to him. And whilst they had the ball in the midfield a lot, what I felt is that they weren't penetrating us with any real intention. They weren't able to be clinical in what they were doing, and particularly when you look at when the ball came to us, and the 2 goals that we scored, we were able to make them quick transitional plays and work the ball a lot better, and consequently, get the goals and everything. I just felt like it was just. Don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely ecstatic with the performance, and I've said before, and I'll say it a million times. Generally, when our backs are against the wall, is when we come out and play the better football. I wanted it rowdy last night. I wanted it so we were on the front foot. I wanted it so we were absolutely in their faces. And for large portions of that game, we were. But our biggest Achilles heel is when we tend to sit back, when we get a little bit nervous. And like I said, we have that PTSD as supporters that, oh shit, here we go. This is where it's all going to just completely go wrong. Thankfully, it didn't. Darlow as well. I mean, I'm going to go through the players individually in a second. Darlow had a very good game as well, and I'm pleased for him because of the way that kind of not makes up. Yeah, it does. Kind of makes up for the performance against Arsenal, in my opinion. So, in fact, just bear with me. I'm just going to lubricate my throat. Please don't clip that. Oh, that's better. So, you can't make sense of football and the way that football works because, we lose 3-1 to Forest. We lose 5-0 to Arsenal. They draw 1-1 with Arsenal. We lose 4-0 to Arsenal. We beat Forest 3-1 at home. And that's football in a nutshell. You just can't legislate for that being the way that it is in terms of when you look at the way things are and the way that the game operates and works around itself. It's also another interesting stat. 19 wins and 3 draws. So that's out of the 22 night games that we've played. So that's games under the lights at Elland Road. 19 wins and 3 draws. This season, that's 5 in 5 of the late kickoffs where on the Friday nights or the Monday nights, we've won. We're undefeated under the lights at Elland Road. There is something, very, very special about Elland Road under the lights. And, everybody was on it. And there was quite a few. I was lucky with my ticket. I was in the East Stand upper tier. Had a really good view of the game, and really it was nice to see tactically have a bit more of a sort of a bird's eye view tactically of how we were being set up to play. And it was just the interesting thing with that was you had what I would term tourists, and I don't mean that in the derogatory sense. I mean people that buy tickets ad hoc. So fans that can't get to every game but try and get a ticket at the last minute. So not tourists, but that's the way that I would describe them. So there were people within the East Stand upper that were really having a go at singing songs and really, really trying to put the front foot forward with that. And it made it noisy. It made it for a really special atmosphere. And watching the South Stand just go absolutely feral on certain sections, and then watch, just the continuation of the noises floating around everywhere and everybody just having a really good time singing, clapping. It's why my throat's so sore. The atmosphere all evening was good. It was a cold, wet, nasty. The pitch as well was really cut up before the game started. So I think the pitch probably played a little bit into that as well. But overall, it's a really, really important result. It takes us to 29 points. It takes us to within touching distance of Crystal Palace, Tottenham, etc., so on and so forth. We've got a real opportunity now, and we've got not a little bit of breathing room because obviously all the other games have got to go on today, but the important thing is that we won and that we put pressure on everybody else to have to do the same. So West Ham have to go out and win the next game. They have to win the next game. It's as simple as that. And it'll be interesting to see how that game actually pans out. But I was really nervous for this game. I was also very, very nervous when I saw the lineup, because for me, as I've said with Guev, playing Guev at home, sometimes I don't understand because I feel like it's a really defensive move, and I feel like we're not going to get what we really need to get. I said before the game that I felt that Longstaff would have been the right choice for this match. I'm so happy to be proved wrong. And I'm so happy to be taking my licks online as well, and people calling me a numpty, a moron, and all of that kind of stuff. If that means that my team's winning, don't care. You can call me, within reason, what you like. And I am happy to be proved wrong. I said at the end of the game, Guev is my GOAT and Farke is the Oracle. So, yeah, just an absolutely brilliant performance from Guev. But I'll get into that as we kind of move on. So, just going through the team, as I generally kind of like to do in terms of players. So, Darlow in goal, made some very, very, very good saves this game, particularly towards the end of the game as well when they got their extra goal in. Some very, very, very good stops. So, good game for him. Commanded his area well, controlled it, got the ball, did well, impressed, did fine. Strauch had a good game as well. Looked positive, was always looking to try and bust forward and get forward. Rodon, again, good game. Marshalled Jesus very, very well, I felt, to the point where he was substituted. Justin, I would like to sit down with the Leicester City fans and have a conversation about them as to what they think is a crap player, because crap player Justin is not. He is reliable, dependable. He's so strong. So strong. Goodmanson, fantastic going forward last night. He had the absolute measure of Abbott pretty much within the first 5 or 10 minutes. It was brilliant to see. Defending, not so much. A little bit questionable defending-wise, but he was always backed up by Strauch, or he was always backed up by Okafor. So we did okay in that basis. And obviously the goal comes down his side as well from Amari Hutchinson's cross. Let's see who else. We've got Guev. I'm going to come to him in a second. Ethan Ampadu, solid. He's just a couple of misplaced passes in the first half where he was trying to sort of thread the needle a little bit and it didn't quite work out to how it wanted to be. But other than that, absolutely solid, dependable as he usually would be. Jayden Bogle is just Jayden Bogle. He's the Energizer Bunny. He does exactly what you want him to do. He's here, there, and everywhere. He gets up and down the pitch. The amount of work that he gets through. I believe he got Sky's man of the match as well, just for his all-round performance and work rate. So fair play to him for that. Absolutely phenomenally good. Aronson, not his best game, but he is an absolute pain in the arse to play against because he is just in your face 100%. Constantly, all the time. He got the shit kicked out of him as well during that match. I mean, there was one where he was booted clean in the chest and the ref just didn't give it. I mean, the ref was... Yeah, there was a lot of fouls against us that just weren't given. Noah Okafor, for me, had a extremely good game. He looked up for it. He was on it. He had the beating of his man. He was just paced. He's got that ability to receive the ball, and we were within like 2 touches, he's gone, and you just don't know where he's gone. There was a couple of occasions where I wish he'd just taking the guy on down on the inside, but he kept pulling himself in. I know why he was doing it. He was doing it to make the space for Goodmanson. But just there was times where he had the proper beating of his man and he didn't do it. And I really wanted him to do it. You could tell, like, when he got subbed in the 82nd minute, he was knackered by that point. So absolutely fine. But his goal, really, really well taken. Positional sense was good. His little just popping up and appearing in places. Some of his tracking back last night, I should say. Some of his tracking back last night as well was phenomenal. There was a couple of times where he was like sliding in all over the place. It's exactly what you want to see. Same with Aronson. When Aronson got substituted, he's filthy as he comes off, but standing ovation to a man. Just a very, very good performance. Calvert-Lewin, again, he's a nuisance. He occupies defenders. He pulls people away. He pulls them left, right. He just, like I said, in Bogle's goal, the way that he pulls the defenders out to make room for Bogle's run. And the way that he took his goal as well. I mean, and that headed goal, that was a thunderbolt header. Had that gone in, amazing. And also as well to the Forest fans that decided to take the piss and do the woo-way thing. It was very, very enjoyable to do exactly the same back to you every time we scored. Every single time we scored. So that was absolutely fantastic and brilliant and very, very enjoyable at the same time as well. But I want to touch on Guev because that, for me, was as near as damn it, and they've been a bit unfair to him on SofaScore. SofaScore have given Okafor man of the match. I would have. It's Guev all day long for me. 2 assists last night, but just his all-round play. He was everywhere. Balls he was playing, passes that he was making, forward passes that he was making, was just unbelievably good last night. He wasn't playing as the defensive midfielder that we know that he plays like. He was actually playing like almost like a proper number 8 last night. And it was really good to see. And I know a lot of people, me included, sometimes don't understand about him playing at home, but how wrong I was last night. And I will 100% hold my hands up and say, yeah, you did unbelievably well. And I'm just going to bring now onto the screen a stat. And the stat is around his play last night. Guev last night made 44 passes. His pass accuracy last night was 98%. Now, we know regularly he's in the 90s when it comes to his passing, and I know a lot of that's recycling the ball sizes and everything and stuff and things like that. But if you look at what I've got on the screen here, you look at the progressiveness of a lot of his passes on that game. 43 successful passes out of 44. That is, I think it's Johnny Cooper that said this, that is the highest on record since they started doing these stats in terms of pass completion since 2003, 2004. I think I'm right in saying that. That's the statistic that was put out there. And I'm just so happy, like I said, to be proved wrong and to like I say, take my lumps online. If that's, what I have to face for that, then fine. I've got no issues with it whatsoever at all. Make a point of absolutely crucifying me in that one. 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000. It was just such a good night. It was fantastic all round. It was fantastic to see Daniel James back again, who looked sharp when he came on. There was one little pass and move that was made. Ampadu played a through ball between the lines and split their defence for DJ to run onto, and he got onto it, and he plays a peach of a pass across the 6-yard box. And as soon as Calvert-Lewin switches onto that's what's going to be happening, trust me, you're going to be seeing more and more goals if that's the way that's going to work. Longstaff came on, gave away a couple of silly free kicks, but I kind of understand why. His job was to be just to break it up and sort it all out. Bornau came on as well for Bogle. Roden moved then onto the right of the three. And overall, just played fine. I've got no issues with Bornau. I think Bornau's a very, very good defender. He came on to obviously look after Luca, who scored the goal for Forest, and did a reasonably good job for the last few minutes of the game overall. it was interesting as well. Gibbs White looked suitably frustrated that he was being substituted as well. Picking a bunch in terms of players for Forest, I thought Anderson had a very, very, very good game from what I could see. He was always receiving the ball. The ball was kind of almost magnetised to him. You can see why there's a lot of talk around him. I thought Omari Hutchinson was fine. Luca did okay. Ndoye, whatever. The other ones I don't even want to talk about. Luca Netz came on as well, and that made no difference whatsoever at all. But Lorenzo Luca obviously getting his goal. He's a big lump. And unfortunately, you're not going to stop that goal when it goes in because that's just down to pure physics, size and ability at that point. But yeah, really, really, really pleasing result. I'm really, really happy. Again, I apologise for being and besmirching Iliesta Guev and besmirching the good name of Farke as well. He knows the players better than what we do. What can you say? It's just one of those things. That's going to do it for this one, guys. It's a long one for me, actually. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. If you are new as well, make sure you are subscribed. Notifications are turned on. All of that good stuff. And, it's nice to be able to relax on a weekend. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. Also, sorry, before I forget, lovely to see Jer last night as well. Had a drink with him before the game. Met with him after the game as well. So really nice to see you again, pal. And hopefully we get to do that a few more times as well. So, take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for your time, guys. I really do appreciate it. Cheers.